Welcome to Dream Tales Sleep Stories. Tonight's reading is the 5-star review. Settle into your bed or sofa and let your shoulders, jaw, and eyelids grow heavy. Inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, and sigh the air away, allowing the day to fade into quiet dark. With every soft inhale, you invite fresh English phrases. With every gentle exhale, stray thoughts drift farther off. Behind my voice flows a gentle melody, renowned for guiding the mind toward deep relaxation. Keep your eyes closed or follow the captions, whichever feels right. Simply receive the rhythm and resonance of the language. Deep in rest, tonight's phrases will take root like seeds, ready to bloom into stronger English skills with the morning light. When you feel settled, hold that unhurried breath and allow yourself to drift into the tale. The 5-star review begins now, and when the story's final line has faded, the music will linger a little longer, carrying you gently deeper into sleep. The 5-star review. Dr. Kevin Park loved 3 things in life: his family, his dental practice, and his online rating. If he was being completely honest with himself, the order sometimes changed depending on the day. Every morning, before he brushed his own teeth, before he kissed his wife Sarah good morning, Kevin reached for his phone and opened the Review Hub app. This was the website where patients could rate their doctors, and Kevin checked it the way some people check the weather forecast. It was the first thing he did every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. On this particular Tuesday morning in October, Kevin's dental practice, Park Dental Care, had a rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars. He had maintained this score for 3 years, 2 months, and 14 days. He knew the exact number because he had marked the date on his calendar when it first reached 4.9, and he celebrated the anniversary every year with a small cake that he ate alone in his office. Kevin had 147 reviews, and 142 of them were 5 stars. The remaining 5 were 4 stars, which he considered acceptable but not ideal. He had memorized every single review, from the first one by Mrs. Nakamura, who wrote, "Very gentle dentist, no pain at all," to the most recent one by a college student named Tyler, who wrote, "Cool office, the music was good, teeth feel great." Kevin's receptionist, Maria Santos, had worked for him for 6 years. She was excellent at managing the schedule and handling insurance paperwork. But in Kevin's mind, her most important quality was that she always reminded patients to leave a review after their appointment. She had a special way of saying it, with a warm smile and a gentle touch on the arm. If you have a moment, we would really appreciate a review on Review Hub. It helps other patients find us. Life, in Kevin's opinion, was going extremely well. Then, at 6:47 on that Tuesday morning, everything changed. Kevin was sitting on the edge of his bed, phone in hand. Sarah was still asleep beside him, her breathing slow and steady. The app opened, and Kevin tapped on his practice page with the confidence of a man who expected good news. The number hit him like a punch to the stomach: 4.8. His rating had dropped from 4.9 to 4.8. Kevin stared at the screen. His hands began to shake slightly. He scrolled down to the reviews section, and there it was. A new review posted at 11:43 the previous night by someone called Tooth Fairy Hater 99. 1 star. The review read, "Worst dental experience of my life. The dentist was rude and rushed. He barely looked at my teeth before telling me I needed expensive treatment. The waiting room smelled bad, and the receptionist was unfriendly. I would give 0 stars if I could. Do not go here. Kevin read it 4 times. Each word felt like a tiny needle being pushed into his skin. Rude, rushed, expensive treatment, and worst of all, they had called Maria unfriendly. Maria, who had never been unfriendly to anyone in her entire life. Sarah stirred beside him. "What time is it?" she mumbled. "Someone destroyed my life," Kevin said. Sarah opened one eye. "What?" "A 1-star review. 1 star, Sarah. 1. Sarah closed her eye again. "Go back to sleep, Kevin." But Kevin could not sleep. He could not eat breakfast. He could not focus on anything except the glowing 1-star review on his phone screen. By the time he arrived at the office at 8:30, he had read the review 26 times. Maria greeted him cheerfully. "Good morning, Dr. Park. Your first patient is at 9. Kevin held up his phone and pointed at the screen. "Have you seen this?" Maria read the review. Her smile slowly disappeared. "Oh, that is not very nice." "Not very nice?" "Maria, this person says you are unfriendly. You, the friendliest person in this entire building, in this entire street, possibly in this entire city." Maria shrugged. "Some people are just difficult to please. It happens to every business. My cousin owns a bakery, and someone once gave her 1 star because the chocolate cake was too chocolatey." "This is not about chocolate cake, Maria. Dr. Yamamoto across town has a 4.9. If I drop to 4.8, patients will choose her instead of me." Kevin called his friend James, who worked in digital marketing. "James, I have an emergency. Someone left me a 1-star review. I need to find out who it was." James yawned. "Kevin, it is 8:35 in the morning. You cannot find out. The usernames on ReviewHub are anonymous. Just respond professionally. Say something like, 'We are sorry to hear about your experience and would love the opportunity to make it right. I do not want to apologize to this person. I want to find them." James sighed heavily. "This is a bad idea. Trust me, let it go." Kevin thanked James for his completely useless advice and opened his patient management software. If he could not find Tooth Fairy Hater 99 through the internet, he would find them through detective work. The review mentioned several specific details. First, the reviewer said Kevin was rude and rushed. Last Thursday, he had been running 30 minutes behind schedule because of a complicated root canal in the morning. He had rushed through 2 afternoon appointments. Those patients were Mr. Henderson and Jessica Wong. Second, the reviewer mentioned expensive treatment. 3 patients in the past 2 weeks had been told they needed crowns. Mr. Henderson was one of them. Third, the reviewer said the waiting room smelled bad. Last Wednesday, the coffee machine had overheated and produced a burning smell that lasted about 2 hours. Anyone who visited during that time would have experienced an unpleasant odor. Kevin cross-referenced the details and narrowed his suspect list to 2 people: Mr. Arthur Henderson, a 73-year-old retired accountant, and Ms. Jessica Wong, a 28-year-old graphic designer. One of them was Tooth Fairy Hater 99. That evening, Kevin sat at the kitchen table surrounded by printed patient records. Sarah stood at the counter, chopping vegetables, watching her husband with growing concern. "Kevin, what are all those papers?" "Evidence. I am building a case." Sarah put down her knife. "Kevin, listen to me carefully. You are a dentist. You are not a detective. You cannot investigate your own patients." "Why not?" "Because it is strange and inappropriate. Because patient records are confidential. Because normal people do not do this." Kevin waved his hand dismissively. Normal people do not have their entire professional reputation attacked by an anonymous coward on the internet. Sarah closed his laptop gently. One bad review does not destroy a reputation. You have 142 five-star reviews. One person out of 147 was unhappy. That is an incredibly small number. It only takes one hole to sink a ship, Kevin said dramatically. You are not a ship. Promise me you will not confront these patients. Kevin looked at his wife. He saw the worry in her eyes, the tension in her jaw. He loved her very much. She was almost always right about things. I promise, he said. He was lying. The next morning, Mr. Henderson arrived for his Crown appointment. He was a tall, thin man with white hair and glasses that were always slightly crooked on his nose. He had been Kevin's patient for 11 years and had never missed an appointment. Kevin prepared his instruments, his heart beating faster than usual. So, Mr. Henderson, how have you been? Very well, thank you. My grandchildren visited last weekend. We went to the park and fed the ducks. That sounds lovely. And how are you finding things online these days? Do you ever use review websites? Mr. Henderson's forehead wrinkled in confusion. I am not sure what you mean. What is a review website? Kevin spent 20 minutes trying to explain online reviews while simultaneously preparing the tooth for the crown. At one point, he was so distracted that he accidentally squirted water directly into Mr. Henderson's left ear. I am terribly sorry, Kevin said, handing him a tissue. That is quite all right, but Dr. Park, you seem a bit distracted today. Is everything okay? Kevin decided to try a direct approach. Mr. Henderson, after your appointment last week, did you feel that I was rude to you in any way? Mr. Henderson looked genuinely surprised. Rude? Absolutely not. You are the best dentist I have ever had. I have been going to dentists for 70 years, so that is quite a compliment. Mr. Henderson was clearly not Tooth Fairy Hater 99. The man did not even know what a review website was. This meant the reviewer had to be Jessica Wong. Jessica did not have an appointment for another 2 weeks. Kevin could not wait that long. So during his lunch break, he made what he would later call the worst idea I have ever had in my entire life. He called Jessica Wong and offered her a free dental cleaning. A free cleaning? Jessica said. I just had a cleaning last week. It is a special promotion, a very thorough cleaning, extra thorough. Okay, I guess that sounds good. What time? How about 2 o'clock tomorrow? Maria appeared in his doorway. Dr. Park, did you just offer a free cleaning to a patient who was here last week? Yes, it is a promotion. What promotion? I do not know about any promotion. It is a new promotion. I just invented it. I am the owner of this practice. I can invent promotions whenever I want. Kevin paused. Please do not mention this to anyone. Maria shook her head slowly and walked away. She had worked for many dentists in her career, but Dr. Park was by far the strangest. Jessica arrived the next afternoon. She was a young woman with short black hair, round glasses, and a laptop bag over her shoulder. Kevin began the cleaning while steering the conversation toward reviews. How was your experience last week? Was everything satisfactory? It was fine. Pretty normal. And the waiting room? Was it comfortable? Any issues with, say, the smell? Jessica gave him an odd look. The smell? It smelled normal to me, like mint. Kevin pushed harder. Do you ever write reviews for businesses? On Review Hub, for example? Sometimes. If I have a really good experience at a restaurant or something. Why? Just curious. And have you ever written a review for a dental practice? There was a long silence. Jessica stared at Kevin. Kevin stared at Jessica. The dental mirror hovered awkwardly between them. Dr. Park. Jessica said slowly. Are you asking me if I wrote a bad review about you? Kevin's face turned hot. No, I was just making conversation. It really sounds like you are asking me that. Okay, fine. Yes. Did you write a 1-star review under the name Tooth Fairy Hater 99? Jessica burst out laughing. It was not a small, polite laugh. It was a loud, uncontrollable laugh that echoed through the entire office. She laughed so hard that tears formed in the corners of her eyes. Tooth Fairy Hater 99? That is the best username I have ever heard. No, Dr. Park, I do not even have an account on ReviewHub. Both suspects had been eliminated. Kevin was back to 0. Wait until I tell my friends about this, Jessica said, still giggling. My dentist interrogated me about a bad review. Please do not tell your friends. Oh, I am absolutely telling my friends. This is the funniest thing that has happened to me all month. Kevin finished the cleaning in miserable silence. Maria gave him a look that communicated without a single word that she thought he had completely lost his mind. That night, after 3 glasses of wine and 2 hours of staring at the review, Kevin decided to respond publicly on ReviewHub. What he intended to write was, "Thank you for your feedback. We take all patient concerns seriously and would love the opportunity to address your experience." What he actually wrote, after 3 glasses of wine, was quite different. Dear Tooth Fairy Hater 99, I have been a licensed dentist for 17 years. I graduated top of my class. I have performed over 12,000 dental procedures without a single complaint until your review. Your claims are false. My waiting room does not smell bad. My receptionist is the kindest person alive. If you have a problem, come talk to me face to face instead of hiding behind a ridiculous username. By the way, the Tooth Fairy is not real. Sincerely, Dr. Kevin Park. Kevin read it twice, nodded with satisfaction, and clicked post. He woke up the next morning to 47 notifications. His response had gone locally viral. A news blog called City Voices published an article. Local dentist has meltdown over 1-star review. It had been shared over 2,000 times. The comments were brutal. People wrote things like, "This dentist seems unhinged, and I would never let this man near my teeth." Someone created a meme using his professional headshot with the caption, "Trust me, I am a dentist. Also, the Tooth Fairy is not real." Kevin sat at the kitchen table, reading the comments with a face that had turned completely white. Sarah read over his shoulder. You told a patient that the Tooth Fairy is not real on a public website. Technically, the Tooth Fairy is not real. That is not the point, Kevin. Children might read that. Parents are furious. At 8:15, a reporter from Channel 7 called. Dr. Park, we are doing a story about online reviews and business owners. Would you be interested in sharing your side on camera? James had sent a text message that morning. Do not respond. Sure, Kevin said. When would you like to do the interview? Sarah dropped her coffee cup. It shattered on the kitchen floor. The interview took place in Kevin's office the next day. Reporter Rachel Chen positioned Kevin in his dental chair for a great visual. The interview started well. Then Rachel asked the question that ruined everything. Some people suggest your response was unprofessional. What would you say? Something inside Kevin broke. This person attacked my life's work. 17 years of dedication, and one anonymous person can destroy all of that with a few sentences. The system is broken. Anyone can write anything about anyone without proof, without consequences. And the Tooth Fairy comment, do you regret it? Yes, the Tooth Fairy is, Kevin paused. The Tooth Fairy is a wonderful tradition. But you do not believe the Tooth Fairy is real? I am a dentist, not a fairy tale expert. The segment aired that evening. Rachel had edited it to include only the most dramatic moments and had left out Kevin's reasonable points. The title read, Dentist versus the Internet, 1 star too many. 7 patients canceled that night. By Friday, the total reached 15. Kevin's rating dropped to 4.5 as strangers left reviews. One wrote, Tooth Fairy Denier. Another, came here for the memes, stayed for the drama. By the following Monday, Kevin's rating had crashed to 3.2 stars. More than 40 new reviews had appeared, almost all from people who had never visited his practice. The waiting room was nearly empty. Maria moved through the office like a ghost, organizing files that did not need organizing. At lunchtime, Maria knocked on Kevin's door. He was sitting in the dark, eating a sandwich without enthusiasm. Dr. Park, I need to speak honestly, she said. I have watched you interrogate patients, write angry responses online, and go on television to argue with strangers. You have not smiled once since that review appeared. This morning you forgot to put on matching shoes. Kevin looked down. 1 brown shoe, 1 black. The patients who are still coming are worried about you, Maria continued. Mrs. Tanaka asked if you were having a personal crisis. Mr. Davis wanted to know if you were ill. These are people who care about you, and you are so focused on one anonymous person that you cannot see the real people right in front of you. Kevin felt something crack inside him. Maybe his pride, maybe his stubbornness. You are right, he said quietly. I have been an idiot. A complete idiot, Maria agreed. What should I do? Focus on being the dentist your patients trust. The strangers on the internet will forget about you in a week. That evening, Kevin had the most honest conversation with Sarah in weeks. He told her everything. The investigation, the fake promotion, the wine, the interview he should never have agreed to. Sarah listened without interrupting. When he finished, she was quiet for a long time. Are you done? She asked. With the madness, all of it? Kevin thought about the past 10 days. A single anonymous review had turned him into someone he did not recognize. He had lied to his wife, interrogated innocent patients, embarrassed himself on television, and damaged a practice he had spent 17 years building, all because of a number on a screen. Yes, he said, I am done. Sarah squeezed his hand. Good, because I was about to leave you a 1-star review as a husband. Kevin laughed for the first time in 10 days. It was not a big laugh, but it was real. 2 weeks later, Kevin discovered the truth about Tooth Fairy Hater 99. He was not looking for it. He had genuinely stopped searching. He had deleted the Review Hub app, written a sincere apology on his practice website, and was slowly rebuilding his practice. Several former patients had called to say they respected his honesty, and a few new patients had booked appointments. The discovery happened by accident. Kevin was walking to the sandwich shop next to his office when he noticed something he had never paid attention to before. 2 doors down from his practice, there was another dental office. The sign read, Parker Dental Clinic, Dr. Kevin Parker, DDS. Kevin had known about this office for years. They had never spoken much. But today, Kevin noticed a smaller sign. Find us on Review Hub. Search for Dr. Kevin Parker. Kevin stared at the sign, then at his own office door. Park Dental Care, Dr. Kevin Park, DDS. Dr. Kevin Park, Dr. Kevin Parker. The names were almost identical. A strange feeling formed in his stomach. He opened Review Hub on his phone and searched for Dr. Kevin Parker. Then he saw it. A review from Tooth Fairy Hater 99, posted the same night at 11:47, 4 minutes after the review on Kevin's page at 11:43. The review on Parker's page read, Update. I accidentally posted my review on the wrong dentist page. I meant to review Dr. Kevin Parker, not Dr. Kevin Park. Sorry for the confusion. Dr. Parker was the one who was rude and rushed. Wrong office. My mistake. Kevin read it 3 times. Then he sat down on the bench outside the sandwich shop and stared at the sky. The entire nightmare, the investigation, the interrogations, the wine-fueled response, the television interview, the memes, the crashed rating, the canceled appointments, the fight with Sarah, all of it had been caused by a review that was never meant for him. Tooth Fairy Hater 99 had simply typed the wrong name. Kevin began to laugh. He laughed so hard that people walking by crossed to the other side of the street. He laughed until his stomach hurt and tears streamed down his face. He pulled out his phone and called Sarah. "You are never going to believe this," he said, still laughing. "The review, the 1-star review, it was for the wrong dentist. Kevin Parker, 2 doors down. The reviewer mixed up our names." There was silence. Then Sarah started laughing too. She laughed so hard that Kevin could hear her put the phone down. "Kevin Park and Kevin Parker," she finally managed to say. Of course that is what happened. I destroyed my own reputation over a review that was not even about me." They laughed together for 5 straight minutes. Kevin spent the rest of that week making things right. He contacted Review Hub and reported that the review had been posted on the wrong business page. They investigated, confirmed the mistake, and removed the review. His rating jumped back up immediately. Then Kevin wrote a post on his practice website telling the entire story from beginning to end. He wrote about his obsession, the foolish investigation, the fake promotion, the disastrous interview, and the mismatched shoes. He held nothing back. He titled it, "What One Wrong Review Taught Me About What Really Matters." The post went viral for all the right reasons this time. People shared it with captions like, "This is the most honest thing I have ever read from a business owner," and "Finally, a doctor who admits he is human." Local newspapers wrote about it. A popular podcast invited Kevin to share his story, and this time he told it with humor and self-awareness instead of anger. New patients started calling, not because of his 5-star rating, but because they liked his honesty. They trusted a dentist who was willing to laugh at his own mistakes. Maria was thrilled. The phones were ringing again and the waiting room was full. She celebrated by buying a new air freshener. "No more mint?" Kevin asked. "I want to be absolutely certain no one says this waiting room smells bad," Maria replied, "even if the review is for the wrong office." Kevin also walked 2 doors down and introduced himself to Dr. Kevin Parker. Parker was a quiet, serious man who had no idea about the review mix-up. "I do not pay much attention to online reviews," Dr. Parker said. "If I do good work, patients will come back." Kevin stared at him. "You do not check your reviews? Maybe once a year. Life is too short to worry about what strangers think on the internet." It was the simplest, most obvious wisdom in the world, and it had taken Kevin an internet meltdown to understand it. On the way home, Kevin bought Sarah a coffee mug that said 5 stars on one side and "Would marry again" on the other. She laughed and put it next to the kitchen sink where she would see it every morning. That Saturday, Kevin turned off his phone for the entire day. He spent the morning playing with his dog in the backyard. He spent the afternoon cooking with Sarah, trying a new recipe that was slightly too salty, but still delicious. He spent the evening reading a paper book with no screens in sight. It was the best day he had experienced in months. On Monday morning, Maria greeted him as always. "Good morning, Dr. Park. You got 2 new 5-star reviews over the weekend. One says you are honest and funny. The other says you are the best dentist in the city. Kevin smiled. That is very kind. He paused at his office doorway. Maria, can I ask you a favor? From now on, please do not tell me about the reviews. I do not want to know the numbers anymore. I just want to focus on the teeth. Maria's smile widened into the biggest grin Kevin had ever seen. That is the best thing you have said in 3 years, Dr. Park. Kevin walked into his office, hung up his coat, and prepared for his first patient. Through the window, he could see the street, the sandwich shop, and 2 doors down, the sign for Parker Dental Clinic. He shook his head and laughed quietly to himself. Then he put on his gloves, adjusted his dental light, and went to work.